drew this up. Said to hand it out to the brothers, I know we can digest it, that's everybody in here. This is some signs we were building on that he drew up a degree on.
Very good.
He said he not big on plus degrees, but he went and wrote it. I said, yeah, always put your thoughts on paper. That's a good thing. You want to read it?
No.
Well, you follow that.
You know people always leave that out, right? When they talk about always was and always will be.
Leave what out?
Is. Always was, always is, and always will be.
Master Eyes on his way too.
Yeah, I try not to leave that out though. Because the is what it is what's important. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was as, is present, will be is always future.
Any questions, comments, sarcasm, hit the guys.
Alright, let me show you how we did this back in the days. Alright? Because y'all don't do this no more. Alright? So the first sentence says, there is only one Allah. We are all physical manifestations of Allah's intelligence, which is the creative force of all things. Right, exact? Yes?
Yes, I agree.
Next sentence.
Uh,
This is how we did it back in the days, how we went through the whole book of life.
how we did it since high school. We are all different physical aspects, perspectives, and personalities of the infinite creative mind that exists in us and in the heavens. Understand, build, and destroy.
Next sentence. You say next sentence, right?
Is it first we go, is it right and exact? We do it sentence for sentence, sentence for sentence, period for period. Right? Everybody gotta agree. If we don't agree, we stop and go do it.
So just different degrees of intensities of that supreme creative force called living mathematics.
Indeed, because, you know what I'm saying, out of friction born is life. Everybody agree?
What was that?
Out of friction born is life. And life is living mathematics.
Friction borns life. Or does life create the friction?
Life and energy creates the friction.
Life and energy. Life is an energy.
And that creates that bond between one another. So we're able to grow that way. And we're able to walk and talk and see things on the same plane.
What was the sentence?
The sentence is just different degrees of intensities of the supreme creative force called living mathematics.
Different intensities of different intensities of the mathematics.
Everything has intelligence in it. Just from an add to as a human being. So just different degrees and intensities. That's that manifestation of living mathematics. It's seen in all things, but the original man is the highest form of living mathematics.
Peace.
Indeed. Alright, next sentence. See what I mean? We go through it. Sentence for sentence, period for period. This is how lessons become approved, tabled, or trashed. Alright, so we got approved lessons, like the history of Allah, and
Everybody agrees.
everybody agreed, you know what I mean? So the gods and the head of Medina, they all came together in a cipher like this. It was a gang of them. I was the little young brother, you know what I mean? It was a gang of them, they all come together and they went through it, you know what I mean? And everybody got a chance to like say whether it was how they see it, whether it was right in his act or not. Some of the stuff was like, yeah. Then some brothers would be like, I see that. Other brothers would be like, nah, this is wrong or that is wrong. You know what I mean? And then they attempted to correct it, to correct the lesson, the actual physical form, or, right, they rejected it and continued, right, to see how much stuff was rejected. Peace, God. Peace, God. So that's how we did it. You got another one?
Yeah.
I got the reflections, God. Yeah.
Then you got degrees like General Monk,
Right.
that got discarded.
Peace, God.
They got tables.
Boy,
They got tables because we didn't have enough information to disprove it or prove it, right? But there was a lot of degrees like, the mind is what and stuff like that, universal justice, that was agreed, right? Then we had stuff that was like, the great understanding or whatever that was discarded. You know what I mean? Right.
The highest physical example of living mathematics is the biological composition of the original man.
Absolutely.
Right, exactly.
So,
Next
peace to my brothers, the lost sons. For even though there are many physical gods, there is but only one source of them all, which is Allah.
Yep. What you see that appears to be many is actually one, which is all different manifestations of that supreme mind. We have self-styled wisdom, which we manifest, but we all represent that supreme mind on the physical plane.
No matter what degree or level of intelligence that exists inside of a thing, the universal mind is just one mind. So whether it be an ant, a mosquito, or a star, all right, or the original black man, right, that mind is mine, is Allah.
Thus the
Oh,
individual.
no.
Thus the individual is
Oh,
just
no.
right.
Now cipher, I'm the all in all. Allah is the all in one.
And what do we say? One
He's
mind.
he's the all of us in one. I'm the all in all. I'm the son of man. I'm the all in all. But Allah is the all in one. I'm not the founder of this nation. There was a time when the only one who had supreme mathematics was Allah, and all was in Him. That's the all in one. I, like you, are the all in all.
Showing that the individual is just as important as the whole.
Exactly.
The guy was saying basically this is how we show and prove lessons back in the day.
Yeah, so this is what we did. You was probably like dealing with that in the army at that time. But the guards in the head of Medina, this was back in 76, 75 or 76. Right? They went through the whole book of life like this every day. They met after school or work or whatever, school, right? And they sat down in a cipher at my rest. I was a little young guy. I was probably like 13, 14 years old or whatever. And the older guys, Ron Mellon, all of them, and, Righteous God and all of them, you know what I mean, would come to the head and they went through the book of life. All the lessons they had a pile of fucking lessons. And it was like, well, which lessons is right, which lessons is wrong? So they went through the lessons, right? Sentence for sentence, period for period, right? And if everybody didn't agree, right, they would finish, but then they would table it because there was things in it that weren't agreed. And then they would take it back to the author and say, fix this. You know what I mean? So this is how we did it back then, and I was just an observer at that time. You know what I mean? But because I was the youngest, all the lessons that was agreed, they gave it to me. Hey, young guy, hey, you take this, man. Put these in order. So I still have a book of life that has all the lessons that was agreed by the gods.
Okay, nice. Just adding on to that sentence, the cliche, A alike, B alike, so we see alike.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen brothers say, I don't see that, I don't agree with that, because I'm not the same as anybody else. We're not supposed to be the same. We're much more alike than we differ. Though we do have differences, we're still much more alike. We're A-alikes, because we manifest the same signs, we live the same culture. But we're not supposed to talk, walk, dress the same. We're not supposed to be uniform like Muslims. We still have our self-individual style expression. But if you're much more alike an 85er than me, then you're not my A-alike, you're unalike.
And the other thing is that, we don't be alike. You know what I mean? That's the thing. B is physical form. A alike is Allah alike. Yeah, we definitely all one mind if we bear witness to the laws and rules of mathematics. But when it comes to be alike, that's in the physical form. Like, you know,
So
you're not dealing with my earth. You know what I mean? So the whole reality is, like, you know, we're not going to see alike. This is why understanding the divine details of life, why the stars extend to an infinite space of time, you know, because, you know, each star is its own sun and have its own universe. So this is why I say that, you know, yo, you can say anything you want as long as you can show proof. Because it's your reality. You are God. You create this. You make what your name means. Not it means, you know, Rahim means, or, you know, the merciful, what is it? Rahim.
Oh, Bishop, right.
Yeah. Merciful, right. It's not because the Quran says that your name means merciful because your name is Rahim. You make what your name means. This is why we spell them different and maneuver them different and build on it different, because it is what I create. I am the creator of my own universe. This is what the whole first degree in the student enrollment is about, that I am born an original black man, right? And then, right, at some stage in my life, right, I get to the point where I can make her, right, which is like make her refined. Then I can own her and make her my own, you know, and then I can cream the planet Earth, right? And then I can become the father of these babies and the God of this universe that I created. So that's my creation, not yours as an individual. That's mine. So Allah alike, but definitely not see alike. You know, and this is one of the reasons why we have so much controversy. The reason is because all the way up until the 1 to 40, right, we all see the lessons pretty much the same way. But this is why they call it the meat, because this is where, like, you know, the confrontation come in. You see it this way, I see it this way, and he see it that way, and it's all right. The truth is, those brothers who say, now, cipher God, that ain't right because my way is right, they not really us, man. Those brothers who say, that's peace, God, and this is how I see it, they us. They us. Those are the true and living gods, because they understand that the limit of what they perceive is not the limit of all there is to perceive.
But isn't that the reason why we all come together and we have to agree together, like we're building on this lesson? All minds must be one in agreement.
It's a vetting process.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
To deal with certain situations.
This is why we build, so that our understanding can add. You know what I mean? So now I share with you my understanding. You share with me your understanding. When I share with you my understanding, your understanding of the situation grew. When you share with me your understanding, my understanding of whatever it is, from the atoms to the stars, grew.
Right.
So in this way, knowledge is infinite.
It's always a learning process when you're with your brothers. You know,
Because there's always more, right, than, you know, what it appears to be.
right.
You know, there's always more than what your limited experience can make of it. Always. This is why there's an X in the alphabet, because you got to make allowances for the unknown. A lot of brothers don't even realize, man, that, like, you know, the alphabet is a part of a math equation. When it talks about X, Y, and Z, X is the unknown part, Y is the question, and Z is the method. And when you look at the question, the unknown, and the method, you can figure out anything. If you know the method, you can figure out the question and the unknown. If you know the unknown, you can figure out the question and the method.
Taking that journey.
Algebra.
Yeah. Taking that journey.
And I didn't invent that. The God Universal Zigzag Zig born that to me 100 years ago. And I was blown away, man. I was like, damn, I need to go back and study my alphabets after having like 4 years of 120. So I did.
You must do your own research, as I did.
If Mecca did this.